Morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us on our Tuesday program, the 12th of December. I think the local fair is meant to start today. I'll soon know. And some of these stories are a bit of a hangover from past days. This one actually started on Sunday night. It hasn't got much better. Let's just check the background. Bangkok Post reporting harmful dust pollution shrouds 50 provinces. Now, this dust pollution, this PM 2.5 smog, started a bit earlier this year. Usually it kicks in around about January and goes through to April. But this year it does seem to have started early and is hanging around. It says people in 50 provinces awoke to harmful levels of ultrafine dust in the air they breathe on Monday morning. According to the Geoinformatics and Space Technology Development Agencies, worst affected areas were in the Central Plains and the Northeast. It says the people in 50 provinces out of 77 provinces nationwide were suffering under the smog. Only 27 provinces were spared unsafe levels, mostly in the north and south. And then in the PattayaNews.com, Thai provinces grapple with hazardous ultrafine dust levels. This story actually from the government was published on Sunday, and they reveal that 31 out of the 77 provinces in Thailand, primarily in the Central Plain, experienced unsafe levels of particulate matter measuring 2.5 micrometers or less in diameter. And these levels ranged from 38 to 75. So currently in Thailand, the sort of safety margin, the threshold is 37. Used to be 50. They've brought it back down again. The World Health Organization says the threshold should be 25. And then going to IQ Air and checking the situation today. This is at 7 a.m. in the morning. We can see we've got that northeasterly stream and very poor air around Bangkok indeed. And that's pretty much as bad as it gets. And this so early on in the season. And this map shows you a bit broader around Thailand. It shows you the northeast and the central plains circled in white there, both with very poor air quality. And this is this morning. And now we check the fire maps from NASA, and I've outlined Thailand roughly in a yellow. And the white arrows show the wind stream. And then we can see the fires within Thailand. And then if you look around Thailand, around sort of Laos there, and then we've got Myanmar here, except in the very south of Myanmar, most of the fires causing the smoke problem are indeed, at the moment, actually within Thailand and presumably within the control of what's happening with officials and their crackdown on these sugar cane and plantation fires. So it looks like they've got a long way to go before they get on top of that particular problem. And as the season continues, the fires are going to be started up in around Laos and Myanmar. The situation's only going to get worse. Now, this story, well reported, and a response from authorities yesterday, originally reported in the Daily Mirror. And this story, again, has come out from a government source and reprinted in the PattayaNews.com. Thai authorities give update on sexual assault case involving German backpacker on Koh Chang. And Thai authorities have acted decisively in response to a sexual assault case involving a 24-year-old German backpacker in Koh Chang in Trat to protect the country's tourism reputation and reassure travellers. The incident, which garnered widespread media coverage, has spurred action from various governmental agencies. And apparently the offender was a local tour leader, not a professional guide, and this has led to initiatives for stricter regulations. And authorities are introducing measures like strict oversight of local guides, comprehensive training, and maintaining detailed records. And the frequency of inspections will also be increased, particularly in developing tourist areas, to ensure visitor safety and uphold Thailand's reputation as a safe and inviting destination. And indeed, the proceeding is a press release from the Thai government PR department, reprinted in the PattayaNews.com, and it seems the officials are just hell-bent on protecting Thailand's reputation. And now a series of stories, I suppose, which just put a bit of a spotlight on the travel situation in Thailand at the moment. Firstly, we go to BangkokPost.com. Travel trends still sluggish. Outlook for 2024 travel less than rosy. And the article refers to inbound and outbound travel from Thailand. And this year could prove a disappointment not only for inbound tourism, with a weaker recovery than expected, but also for outbound tourism, as only 60 to 70% of the total of Thais that travelled overseas in 2019 are slated to do so in 2023. Weighed down by household debt, high living costs, and a downturn in the stock market, most Thais prefer to save money instead of spending on outbound trips. And further down there, the spokesperson said the outbound market, as of the third quarter this year, tallied 5 million, and that's less than half of the 10.4 million of the outbound trips taken back in 2019. The outbound market following the pandemic is largely restricted to those who can afford the higher prices, triggered by an uptick in airfares and inflation in many destinations. And for example, I'll certainly be interested in your examples in the comments section as well. Fares for direct flights to Japan with full-service airlines during New Year have surged to 40,000 baht, while fares with low-cost carriers start from 33,000, almost as expensive as European destinations. So just my own experience, I was looking at going on a trip next year to, say, Turkey or the Greek islands, or maybe both over a couple of weeks if I could squeeze a bit of time off. I was shocked at the price of the airfares. I was hoping to go maybe premium economy, but if I was going to go at all, I certainly wouldn't be able to afford that. And the economy fares were starting at around 30 to 40,000 baht. But yeah, please tell us your experiences looking for airfares at the moment. I'm quite shocked. Certainly Christmas and New Year, I can understand that, but even this was April next year. According to the International Air Transport Association, passenger traffic for most regions is anticipated to exceed levels in 2019, except in Asia Pacific, which is projected to recover by 92% of the pre-pandemic level as traffic from China plummeted to 40% of the previous benchmark. So the Asia Pacific seemingly lagging behind the rest of the world. Now, obviously, it's just a longer flight from the US or from Australia or from Europe or the UK. So it's those long-haul flights that are particularly expensive at the moment. And moving on to another, travel-related story. And ASEAN now saying Suvarnabhumi Airport opens automated channel for foreign travellers. Now, don't get too excited. This isn't inbound. This is outbound. And the Immigration Bureau announced that Suvarnabhumi International Airport's automated channels are now accessible to foreigners to alleviate congestion for outbound travel. And this decision, effective from December the 15th, aligns with the PM's directive, blah, blah, blah. And the move is aimed at reducing the density of passengers who need to rush to catch their flights, echoing the government's tourism promotion policy. Well, of course, everybody's going to be happy just to go scan and not have to face another person as they head to the departure lounges. And the chief of the IB says that they've developed an automated channel or an automated passport control system for departures at Suvarnabhumi Airport. Initially, it could check only Thai passport holders, but from December the 15th, it will also accommodate foreign passport holders. And the process, which includes cross-checking faces and fingerprints, takes approximately 20 seconds per person, and in comparison, manual checking by officers takes about 45 seconds per person. And Suvarnabhumi Airport currently handles between 50 and 60,000 outbound passengers daily. So I don't know if this is going to be introduced to other airports soon, but at least from December the 15th, what's that, only 3 days away, you'll be facing a machine on your journey through passport control as you head to your flight. And another story, and these two concern Thai Airways, which has currently come under the spotlight. And sorry, brew, really? Thai Airways apologises for coffee spill incident. And this reported by Coconuts Bangkok, part of coconuts.co. And Thai Airways is investigating an incident involving a hot coffee spill that injured a passenger on a recent flight from Bangkok to Chiang Mai. The airline has issued a statement expressing its sincere regret for the incident and promising compensation for the affected passenger. And the flight attendant accidentally spilled the beverage on the man, causing burns to various parts of his body. And the passenger also reported feeling disappointed with the initial response from the flight attendant, who allegedly did not provide adequate first aid and left him to seek assistance independently. And this aspect of the incident will also be reviewed as part of the investigation. On a positive note, the passenger praised the actions of his seatmate who ordered the coffee. He said the seatmate expressed genuine concern and support throughout the ordeal, even accompanying him to the hospital and waiting until he was discharged from the emergency room. I would have thought the temperature of the coffee that they're serving on an aircraft would be well below boiling point. Obviously, it's got to be hot enough to be a hot coffee, but I thought that boiling temperature coffee was long gone from international flights. Anyway, it seems to have done enough damage to cause concern. But another story that puts Thai Airways in the spotlight from ASEAN Now: Thai Airways resolves seating dispute following passenger complaint. Now, to frame this, we need to remember that Thai Smile is sort of vanishing and it's being rebranded as part of the Thai Airways family, just being consumed into the bigger brand as we say goodbye to Thai Smile, which was basically a sort of semi-discount airline, and it didn't have business class. But Civil Aviation in Thailand have convened with Thai Airways following a passenger's complaint that surfaced on social media. And the disgruntled passenger had purchased a business class ticket but was seated in the economy class. Okay, you might say, well, that's, first world problem, but let's try and unpack what's happened here. Now, this particular paragraph, and it's a story reprinted from the Tiger, has clearly been rewritten by AI. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, but I'll read it as is and then I'll try and fill in the gaps. An ensuing investigation revealed that Thai Airways had restructured its business model, replacing Thai Smile flights with continuous flights, whatever that means, using the A320. And this resulted in a change of service format. Smile Plus tickets previously offered by Thai Smile were replaced with Silk Class tickets. And the revamped service are now aligned with Thai Airways business class services, offering facilities such as a 40-kilogram luggage allowance, check-in and gateway services, lounge access, and on-board food and beverage services. However, the seating remained economy class, with the middle seat left vacant for passenger convenience. So you've bought a business class ticket with Thai Airways, but when you get onto the plane, which used to be a Thai Smile plane, you're actually seated in an economy class seat because there are no business class seats, but they leave the seat next to you vacant. So I suppose you could say that they should have made that clear. They didn't to that particular passenger who's now filed an official complaint. But there are going to be a few bumps in the road as Thai Smile gets absorbed into the parent company. So some good news for revellers on New Year's Eve. We've just got the 4 a.m. closing time approved, and that's starting in 3 days on December the 15th. Well, the official closing time of 4 a.m. Well, now the Bangkok Post reports this: bars open until 6 a.m. on January the 1st. Now, it's not from January the 1st forever, it's just on January the 1st. And places of entertainment will be allowed to remain open all night for the New Year celebrations until 6 a.m. on January the 1st. The government spokeswoman says the temporary extension of the closing times was aimed at promoting tourism and New Year celebrations. And as we know from this Friday, entertainment in Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Chonburi. Well, somebody wrote yesterday saying, oh, but what about Pattaya? Well, Pattaya is in Chonburi. Also Koh Samui in Suratani and Phuket, along with such venues in registered hotels nationwide. They'll all be able to stay open until 4 a.m. from this Friday. So good news there for New Year's revellers heading to Pattaya now. And some of the things that people are sucking into their lungs has, changed over the years. And Nation Thailand reporting illegal laughing gas on open sale in Pattaya. And illegal laughing gas was spotted being openly sold at a broccoli shop on busy Walking Street in Pattaya on Sunday night. And the Nation was tipped off that the shop, which sells legal broccoli products, was selling balloons filled with nitrous oxide, which is laughing gas, on the popular tourism street in the seaside town. And a check at the shop revealed that staff inside were selling nitrous oxide balloons to both Thai and foreign tourists. And the shop was also displaying a sign reading, "Happy Balloon, buy 10, get 2 free balloons and 1 glass of beer." And tourists were also spotted trying to carry the balloons to nearby bars. However, guards stopped them at the door. "Oh, it's just a happy birthday balloon for my girlfriend." And selling nitrous oxide is prohibited under the Medicine Act of 1967. And nitrous oxide is used as a sedative in certain medical and dental procedures. It induces a mild sense of euphoria, often accompanied by giggling fits, hence the name Happy Gas. Anyway, hopefully you're more up to date with the main stories from around Thailand. Please subscribe to the channel, and we look forward to doing it again tomorrow.